reflecting that as we get rolling. Semifinals on the line here. Will it be Coastal or Texas State? Breland Branding, another player we got to really keep an eye on for the shot to clear. She wears number 2. This is DJ Williams, who was very aggressive on Tuesday, and she ain't stopping here. Adams averaging 18 per contest. DJ Williams 15. So we talk about guards.
Got a lot of good guard play in this game.
Oh, yeah. Jamie Williams stepping out and hits the 3.
The post player saying, wait, I can shoot the 3 too.
Yeah, I was impressed the way Coastal just kind of shut the door on a very streaking Georgia State Panther squad. First shot for the Bobcats, and it goes down for Tiara Pitts. Everybody in the Texas State lineup can score.
And we've seen the game evolve, Drew, where you really need 1 through 5. Every player on every position to score, to win and go far in March. And that's what really stands out from this roster is just 1 through 5. You've got Tasha Levitt, Erica May, Pitts, Taylor Deere, Brooke Hawley. All these kids can score.
First Bank and Trust starting lineups first for Texas State. Brooke number 24, one to watch as well. Only 5'7", tough as nails for the Bobcats. Cross-court pass now. And they'll attack from Erica May. She steps out from 17. And on the Coastal side, very athletic starting 5. Nahiria Hamilton was a difference maker on Tuesday. She can do a little bit of everything, very crafty underneath. Jas Adams, Intel getting extra recognition here early. Williams, 2 for 2.
Just a nice pick and pop between her and Jas Adams with the hard hedge from Texas State.
Erica May tried to shuffle it across the lane, and it was tipped away and picked up by Williams. Shot to clears have won 6 of their last 7 games. Just getting better and better as the season has gone along. They were like a deer in the headlights last year here in New Orleans, but not the case here so far this week. That one misfired. And Zenere Antoine in her 7th season. This is her best team that she has had at Texas State. She says they're so good, Drew. I don't always have to even coach. I just sit back and watch.
A lot of upperclassmen where they just take the reins and lead the way. I can't wait to watch Tasha Levitt. You've got to see her twice already this season. Little Steph Curry, little shake and bake. Her and Taylor Deere in the backcourt.
Brandon, the runner in the lane. Left a little short. Brooke picks it up for the Bobcats. Taylor Deere over to Levitt. First shot from the corner. A little bit long. Since both teams kind of feeling each other out in the opening minutes. They split during the regular season. And such a good matchup from top to bottom. Both teams really have the same strengths as Taylor Deere attacks now. Here's the Sunbelt Player of the Year. Holly moving it. Williams on Deere. Deere, nice pass. And a great finish that time by Tiara Pitts.
And there's your Player of the Year, understanding when to distribute, when she needs to step up and score, and a great find from the 5'5" senior.
Now DJ Williams, little hesitation, decides to shoot it, and not a good look that time. Levitt wants it. Dasha Levitt blocked that time. Kept alive, though, by Holly. And still 10 seconds to shoot. Deer shakes off a defender and misfires. Put up and in. Nice roll by DJ Williams.
And you love that attack if you're Jada Williams. Great push and transition to get you an easy bucket early in your offense.
And we're going to have a foul. It's away from the ball. As we're halfway through this first quarter. Underway at Lakefront Arena. Coastal Carolina, Texas State.
Life is about moments. If you fight, I fight.
Good sign for Coach Williams, and on pace to have their best season yet. This is a very young team.
Runner by Levitt, a little bit short, and taken in now by Kaylin West, who just checked in. Dump it down low, and left short now by Janae Camp, but she follows it right back up. Deer tried to leave it off and intercepted by Branding. Coastal bringing it here in the first quarter. Jas Adams, walk up. Steffi, you played junior college basketball. You also played at Florida Gulf Coast, and you played at the University of Florida as well.
Had a lot of stops.
So 3 different leagues, though. I mean, could you sense the competition difference when you went to play for the Gators?
Yeah, it's so much different. And having experienced all 3 different levels, at the time, FGCU was Division II heading into Division I. And we played against some Division I teams, but you could compete. We picked up a win, against like a JU or UNF, but then playing junior college, which was a whole different experience. But then I got to the SEC and I got to Florida, and it was night and day. And just within leagues, different styles, different players, different bodies. I mean, and just this Sunbelt, the athleticism, the height, the skill. I mean, from top to bottom, I've been really impressed. I mean, I know that you were here Tuesday calling games and saw some other teams, but teams have gotten better. Teams, and different players coming in and improving. I've just been really impressed. And it's tough to transition into different leagues. We see that with different teams who leave one conference and go to another one. As Coastal Carolina is really trying to leave it, is making their impact felt on the Sun Belt.
Here's a shot by Adams from deep. No good. Ball batted around and taken in by Levitt.
Did I answer your question? That was long-winded, wasn't it? I'm sorry.
I think that was pretty good. And I think that's a pretty good steal by Hamilton. And there's also players like Nakia Jones, who played one time in the Big 12 for Texas, and then coming to the Sun Belt, finishing their career as Adams goes coast to coast for the shots. How about the start by Coastal? A little bit too tight that time on defense for Kaylin West. They're pushing the ball up the court here early.
Well, I mentioned the energy that Jas Adams plays with, and just the next gear that she can kick it into. And it all just starts with your mentality. Are we going to attack first? Are we going to be lackadaisical? I've seen Taylor Deer now a couple possessions where she tried to dump it off to her post player. She needs to go finish.
Tied up. And Levitt comes away with it now. Deer for Texas State. Taylor Deer to the hole.
Did
foul.
you hear me?
And that'll be on Camp. Second foul on her.
she's got a great change of speed when she gets around that Sunbelt logo, where she can either find teammates or she can really finish at the rim. And it's her ability to change speeds, and she's got that shift to her. Makes her so difficult to guard.
Earlier this year, when I had the chance to call Texas State in San Marcos, had that opportunity 2 times. As Okaban checks in for Coastal, I said Taylor Deere was probably the most underrated player in the Sun Belt. She's not underrated anymore. Yeah. She's the player of the year in the conference, so that conversation can be forgotten. How about this scoop up and under? Comes up a little short, and now here come the Bobcats.
Coastal's done a really nice job of matching up with Tasha Levitt in transition, which is where shooters make their living.
Long shot from the top of the key. Pitts has the range here to start.
With so many weapons on offense for Texas State, that's what makes them so hard to guard. You got to worry about Taylor Deere. You got to worry about Tasha Levitt, where you have a post player and Tierra Pitts who can step out and hit threes. Just pick your poison.
I guarantee you, Pitts shooting threes was not in the scouting report. At least it wasn't at the top of the list of things to shut down. On the deck now. Who's got it? Jeff clears. West had it poked away. Nip and tuck here in the opening minutes. Jas Adams tried to go to the goal. And a foul on the floor. So those awards, we talked about how Deere is the Sun Belt Conference Player of the Year. She was one of many players honored over the past week. China Ellis, Defensive Player of the Year. We also saw Savannah Jones for South Alabama in the last game. And then Skyland Holmes and Joe Foley. Just great seasons.
Joe Foley was quick to get out here to scout.
Adams tries to feed Branding along the baseline. Nice pass. And Okaban will be fouled. She'll have 2 shots. Tasha Levitt assess the foul. And now Okaban steps up to the line. The freshman out of Haymarket, Virginia. Just checking in for Texas State, Steffi. This is one of my favorite players this year. Seller Massaquoi, the senior graduate student, a forward born in Liberia, transferred from Grand Canyon, who Coach Zenere Antoine was told, you've got to sign this young lady, even if it's just for 1 year. She comes in and really changes the scope of the game for Texas State. Let's see if she can do it today. Under a minute to play in this first quarter. Neither team really able to get an edge. Branding, got to shoot it, steps back. That's a long one, doesn't draw anything. And Texas State now will have 16 seconds to work with.
Poor possession for Coastal Carolina. Breland Blanding's got to recognize that shot clock earlier and at least get the ball off to Jas, who can create more one-on-one.
There she is, flashing to the bucket. Massaquoi puts it in.
I see you, Coach Drew.
Final second, and that one comes up short. First quarter's any indication. This is going to be a fun game. Seller Massaquoi, she's been a game changer in her first season in San Marcos, and her last season as well. Whitney, I know you like what she brings to the court, number 50.
Well, I was going to say, I know that you like what she brings to the court. You know, not only does she come off the bench and make such an impact, but she also makes an impact while she's sitting on the bench. I was just over there in their huddle, and she was the most vocal player while they waited for Coach Antoine to come tell them the next game plan. She said, you guys, we got to keep raising the intensity. Play how we know how to play.
Out of bounds. Over to Coastal. And not only that, Steffi, get this. Zeller Massaquoi is a financial expert. She's giving her teammates advice on Bitcoin and Coach Antoine telling her to buy, sell, get involved.
That is amazing.
What doesn't she do?
Should we hit her up after the game?
I think so. Good idea. Caitlin West. You know, I don't know. Some people say the run may be over with the cryptocurrency.
Yeah.
We'll see. And Holly held by Williams as Williams goes to the deck. Branding will come back in.
Returning to the floor for Williams, number 2, Breland Blanding.
Deere struggling to inbound. Massaquoi gets it just in time. There's the screen and the roll with it. Beautifully done.
Already making an immediate impact when she comes off the bench. I love what Whitney reported about her being the most vocal player on the bench.
Step in. West lets it fly, and Caitlin West continues to be a confident scorer. She had 15 against Georgia State off the bench on Tuesday.
Yeah, she brought them some really quality minutes and points, more importantly, when they needed it.
Brooke Holly pulls the trigger. Can't hit this time, and the three-pointer from the guards not going down so far for Texas State. Deere misses, and Coastal has it again. Jas Adams, nice look. Ogabon couldn't finish. And it's tied up underneath. The pick and roll, Steffi, should this be used more in college basketball?
Well, I just think it's about execution, and you need a good point guard in the pick and roll scenario. There's not a lot of quality, really good point guards, but if you have one and they have the ability to make those quick decisions, you see how pretty it looks.
Brooke Holly, can she finish? Yes, she can. She's made plays like that all season long.
And Texas State turning up their intensity on the defensive side of the floor and leads to this run out. And how about Brooke Holly? This player, Drew, has scored 20 points in 4 games. Another valuable scorer for Coach Z. Remember, she's always been about defense and defense, but over time the game has evolved, and now you need to score.
Brooke Holly had mononucleosis in mid-January. She was out of the lineup. Coach Zenere Antoine didn't realize how much Brooke was missed. West another take. Can't put it in. But a traveling called on Deere. Tasha Levitt yet to score for Texas State. Interception by Massaquoi, and look at her get on the deck.
I have seen a new trend that coaches have found grad transfers and players that are simply based on what kind of attitude and culture this is a player that changes your culture. She adds intensity, attitude, toughness, a little bit of financial advice and Bitcoin currency updates.
Now Deere. First step trying to get to the rim and fouled by Branding. That's a good point you make, because Coach Antoine, that's why she was hesitant, Steffi, to pull the trigger on Massaquoi. She knew she'd only have her for 1 year. You know how that is. Massaquoi nearly ended up at ULM playing for Jeff Dow. Instead, she goes to San Marcos, and nothing against the Warhawks, but Texas State, the run that they've had and how Massaquoi has been able to fit in and complement players like Deere and Pitts. It's been a match made in heaven.
I really like the grad transfer rule for players to come in who get their degree and want to play somewhere else.
A couple wet spots on the floor on the other end. Bodies have hit the floor early and often in this one.
Who I feel like really got that grad transfer role started was Russell Wilson. When he played, was it for Wisconsin or NC State?
NC State and Wisconsin. Yep. Russell Wilson's been playing some baseball
he's
lately.
pretty talented.
New York
You see that
Yankees.
swing?
Yeah.
Legit.
Looks like a natural. 21-17. Coming up on 7 minutes to play in the first half. Nearly a travel there as Levitt came up to intercept the pass. And let's see who gets awarded the basketball here. It'll be Texas State.
A little bit more energy defensively, I feel like, from Texas State, where they've been able to pull away with this 4-point lead. And now some full court pressure.
First action for Mari Dasone, freshman from Italy. And a full court press now from the Chanticleers. It's the largest lead for Texas State. Not much separation from these teams so far. Oh, perfect pass. You know, Erica May makes that play. Massaquoi finishes. Already 3 for 3 from the field. She's even got a LinkedIn profile we were looking at during the break.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what she takes on next.
Graduated from Grand Canyon University in just 3 years. Found a temporary home in San Marcos. Book it. Nahiria Hamilton gets on the board for Coastal.
And Hamilton just seals, looks to be, I think, Erica May.
That foul was on Tasha Levitt, and her second, so she'll go to the bench. Levitt still yet to score for Texas State. That Chanticleer press can cause lots of problems. Massaquoi a little bit tied up that time with Holly, able to control it. Texas State defeated every team in the Sunbelt this year except the Little Rock Trojans. Deep three from the corner, off this time, and a foul by Erica May.
That's a foul. Good call. We won't dispute that one for now.
Hamilton trying to post up. Watch the interior players for Texas State. They're not letting Coastal get position right now down on those blocks. Adams. And there's a three by West. This one comes up short, though, and Holly there to rip down the rebound. Good ball movement. Top of the key. Erica May off the rim. Teams picking up the tempo a little bit. Adams from the corner.
I think that fast up-tempo pace really favors Coastal Carolina. They can get into their press. They can have Jas Adams attacking.
Chanticleers have erased a 6-point deficit. Tasha Levitt set to check back in for Texas State. Taylor Deere. The runner is rejected out of bounds by Hamilton.
And here's Coastal Carolina just on the attack. Jas Adams, leading scorer in the Sun Belt, going to have to close out a little bit quicker than that. And the block from Hamilton against the Sun Belt Player of the Year. A lot of talent in this game, some star power, Drew.
Here's Levitt from the free throw line. That one goes down. And I think we're going to see Tasha Levitt start to pick things up here. Remember, last year she hit 7 threes in one half on this court. Tough shot that time. Camp had a bad angle. Holly, right to the goal.
She's a quick, speedy, crafty guard.
(27-23). Right back at you, Jas Adams, the leader of this Coastal team, had 16 on Tuesday. She's got 7 points right now. Levitt calling for it as Taylor Deer sets things up. Holly for 3. It's good. Brooke Holly didn't get much playing time a season ago. She's making the most of her opportunity here in her first substantial action at Lakefront Arena.
And here we're going to see how Brooke Holly has been so effective today. Doesn't settle for a jumper, finishes all the way at the rim. And then here just spots up. Great recognition from Erica May to make that extra pass. This is an unselfish Texas State team.
And Brooke Holly mentioned her twin sister Bailey Holly on the bench for Texas State. Likely going to see Bailey a little bit later on. And another nice move by Jas Adams, who is really looking good offensively right now. Second set of twins we've seen today, though. We saw the DeGray twins for Little Rock. And now the Holly sisters in the spotlight for Texas State. Now here Hamilton whistled for her first infraction. When Taylor Deer visited San Marcos as a high school senior, Coach Zenere Antoine said, "Taylor, I want you to come to Texas State. If you come here, you could be the best player to ever suit up at Strahan Coliseum." Taylor Deer was a little bit second-guessing her coach, but eventually followed through. And now 1,000 points and 400 assists later, Taylor Deer is Sunbelt Player of the Year. Offensive foul that time on Hamilton as she was trying to get position. But Steffi, I think that's a lesson for so many players coming out of high school, trying to figure out where to play. Sure, it's great to get the letter from the big school, the BCS school or what have you.
Right.
But sometimes you pick a good mid-major school, Sunbelt, MAC, whatever the case, and you could be a legend. Taylor Deer is certainly that.
You just have to pick the right fit for you. I think that was the right decision for her, her style of play. She's been happy. Coach Z's been happy. And then you're right on cue, Drew. Tasha Levitt with the big three.
And I think Tasha Levitt getting happy right now. Adams, left hand, right back up and in. These two teams throwing haymakers right now. Elise Davis, the freshman from Tampa, puts it in.
And in transition as a shooter, this is where your money steps into it right in rhythm. And I love the attack by Coastal Carolina as they get themselves to the free throw line. Now they're able to set that press up.
Nearly stolen. Here's Deer now. Down the court. Tough attempt that time for Jayla Johnson. Right back though. Taylor Deer says, "Give it to me." We're balling right now, Steffi, on both sides.
Little flex afterwards.
Foul's going to be on Johnson. And did we have a technical, perhaps? I don't know about that. Elise Davis, 5 points, 5 rebounds per game for Coastal. a former Tampa Catholic Crusader, the same school that produced Kevin Knox, the superstar freshman, the freshman of the year in the SEC for Kentucky. Likely one and done guy.
I was going to say, how long will he stick around?
Good ball movement by the Bobcats. 10 to shoot now. Levitt thought about it, lets it fly. That one's a little off. And it's going to be tipped out. Visone will take care of it for Coastal. Jas Adams in attack mode again. Davis scores.
As I mentioned, that up-tempo, fast style of play really favors Coastal. I feel like Jas Adams really thrives in that fast pace. She's able to really deliver dimes.
Levitt slowing things up now as Deere resets. Taylor Deere forced it a little bit.
Bad shot. You can get that shot late in the shot clock, but got to work the ball around and make Coastal Carolina's defense really shift.
Davis calling for it underneath. Here's Kent now, getting it to her. Elise powers it up and scores. What an impact Elise Davis is making off the bench.
Little post-to-post action, high-low. She's been calling for it since she checked into this game.
How about the freshman? Talking a lot about
Tampa, baby.
813 representing.
I was wondering if you're going to drop zip code. I knew it. Area code, whatever. I know you like the back of my head.
Oh, of course. Of course. 38-36. Deere again scores this time. Adams, whip pass. Right now, Coastal picking apart this Bobcat defense.
Just a fun game to watch. Simple back cut.
Levitt for three. In and out this time. Shot to clear.
Jada Williams screaming for one shot. They want to finish with the momentum in their favor.
Davis has made good decisions all afternoon long. Now Jas Adams lets it fly. Doesn't hit this time. Can Levitt get one off? Not a little bit too late. Wouldn't have counted anyway. Hope for and more at Colorado State. Then became an assistant at College of Charleston, Ohio, Louisville, and Arkansas. But that's the main reason why this team, Texas State, can score the ball so well, because their coach loved to score the ball. The team usually a reflection of the coach. Branding was a little quiet offensively, making noise here to start the second half for the Chanticleers. Say one thing. The overall tempo of this game being dictated by Coastal Carolina. As Texas State gets it back, now Holly trying to save it. And good job by Brooke. Taylor Deere comes away, and now Levitt trying to operate. Taken away on the deck. And a jump ball. Possession arrow points towards the Bobcats. You would think it was a jump ball. Not sure exactly what was called there. Let's see. The possession arrow is pointing towards Texas State, unless my eyes are going bad.
You are correct in that.
Jas Adams for three. Erica May off her foot. Bobcats a little rattled here, Steffi. Coming out of intermission, and Coastal taking it to him. Coach Antoine knows it and calls a timeout. Kate's Restaurant. Good start here to the second half for Coastal Carolina. And Texas State going to have to regroup here down 7. The press has been effective. It has thrown Texas State out of their rhythm here.
And it's not the fact that it's forced any unnecessary turnovers. It's just slowed them offensively. Okay. That's some serious range from Tasha Levitt.
That was about 3 steps
She's
behind.
been holding her follow-through, too.
Tipped away. You like that as a former shooter?
I love it. I mean, we kind of were sitting, we're waiting for her to really find her rhythm and groove offensively. I mean, check how far she is from behind the three-point line on this shot.
Oh,
Pulls it. That takes confidence.
Hamilton, left hand. No good. Good timeout for Zenere Antoine.
When she challenged her team to play better defense, and we've seen on the last 3 possessions.
Deer to the hole. Easy does it for the Bobcats. And just like that, a 7-point lead to 2-point lead. These teams have battled one another for 2+ quarters. Neither given an inch. Adams can't match it. Here's Levitt again. Look out, Steffi. I'm telling you. And Coastal knows it. Levitt off the screen. Holly from the corner. Doesn't go down.
Good Taylor Deer.
Now it's Erica May. And an offensive foul this time.
The moment passed that Tasha Levitt was on the 3-point line, ready to shoot. Erica May just didn't have her head on a swivel. She would have seen her. And I know as a shooter, you had just made your last one. You're ready, you're in a stance, your hands are up.
Tasha Levitt best.
You're shaking your head at me, you're laughing with me. You're with me?
I'm totally with you. I just could feel it because they're traveling called on Visone. Steffi is a former shooter. You're kind of living vicariously right now through Tasha Levitt and seeing the battles, team focused on her. They don't want her to go off. Started a little slow, but now you can sense saying, hey, give me the basketball.
We're just pulling it from 30 feet in transition when she has that ability.
How about that crossover? That was nasty, but Deer can't finish. Hamilton steps out. Scramble for it on the floor. And this is a jump ball. Bobcats should have it. Unless it was kicked like it was ruled the last time. We thought it was Bobcats ball a few minutes ago. And yeah, it was
kickball.
Rolled a kickball. That's why the Bobcats didn't get possession. 45-43. All we could have asked for and more. Deer splits the defense. Holly again tries. Doesn't draw iron. Hamilton, nice position.
Tasha Levitt needs to get on the right side of the wing because Taylor Deer will always go right. And so put her on the side that when Taylor Deer gets to the rim, she can kick out to the right side where Tasha Levitt will be in the corner to knock down the 3.
Levitt, look at Hamilton fly out at her. Work it quickly. Deer. Good look inside. Picks. Make it Erica May for 2. And a free throw coming up.
And when things were really going well for the Bobcats in this game, it was unselfish play. Extra passes. That's just pretty basketball, Drew. I know you're a fan of just the fundamentals and passing, good shots. We've seen it from both teams.
Erica May, 3-year starter for Texas State. In and out on the free throw. The lead stays at 2. Janae Camp on the inside, and both teams scrambling for it right now as the battle continues down there. Love Erica May. You watch Erica play,
Yeah.
kind of reminds me of Charles Oakley back in the day for the New York Knicks and Chicago Bulls. Threw his body around, did everything for his team, didn't score a lot. Tough as nails. So we're getting a little bit more current. I was talking about Bob Cousy earlier today from the 50s. Oakley played in what, the 80s, 90s?
Last time I heard of him, he was getting into some trouble at the Garden.
Thrown out of Madison Square Garden. Hey, whatever works to fire up your team.
Still tough as nails.
Holly. Pitts. Levitt from deep outside. Ring it up.
Drew, I have watched so much college basketball this season. I have yet to find a player who has that type of range.
And does it without hesitating. Texas State ball.
A lot of women that can do that. That's the upper body strength, the leg strength, and to not even miss a beat, just a one dribble pull up from that far, so impressive.
Bobcats get it across the timeline, and the 10-second call. Coach Antoine thought it was a fast 10 seconds there. And I think the players were saying, hey, you can't start counting before the whistle is blown. Jas Adams now. See how Coastal responds, trailing again by 1. Inside to Davis, who's been effective off the bench today. Second try, had it poked away by Taylor Deere, the player of the year. Deere. Fouled. Let's go back to this 10 seconds call, Steffi. See if we can see if it was in fact an infraction. Ball not in the hands of Levitt as the 10th second came off that shot clock. Talk about elite scoring. Taylor Deere, the player at the line. Jet 44 earlier this year.
Just 44?
Against Texas Tech.
Yeah.
A legit squad.
It's really impressed me about these teams in the Sunbelt that have gone on to play some Power 5 schools and have won. You know, talk about Little Rock beating Oklahoma, South Alabama beating UNC,
Arkansas State beating Florida. Can't forget about that one.
You would bring that up, Drew.
Well, Angel Gray and I were
I'm sure she chimed
talking
in.
about that. Of course.
Seminoles.
DJ Williams making her move. Branding downstairs. Janae Camp travel. All of a sudden, Coastal looking a little out of sync offensively.
Looking really quiet, Drew, is DJ Adams, 32 in black. It's a player that averages 15 points a game. And she's a great counterpunch to Jas Adams, and she hasn't found her rhythm offensively. Talk about Taylor Deere, Tasha Levitt. They need some production from her.
Tiara Pitts in and out that time. And held As she went towards the basketball, Erica May gets a whistle. Lots of grabbing, lots of holding going on right now. Officials trying to get on top of it. Another three by Pitts.
Wow.
Oh, man. Coastal Carolina. That's this year. Tierra Pitts seems to rise above every single time. Cannot imagine having to overcome 2 ACL injuries. Goodness. Davis scores again. She continues to give the Chanticleers an offensive lift.
11 points now off the bench.
Only played 6 minutes. A big 6 minutes, though. How about one more time? Pitts can't hit. Davis, a tough rebound. Brandon draws a foul. It's going to be on Holly.
Texas State number 24, her second personal, second team foul. To the line to shoot 2 for Coastal Carolina, number 2.
And Brooke Holly, she just ran into her teammate and ended up bumping Blanding. I know that that's somebody that Coach Jada Williams has called the undercover MVP for this team.
Well, over on the bench, Bailey Holly, twin sister of Brooke Holly, still waiting to check in. She had 9 points earlier this year against Little Rock, and Coach Zenere Antoine's got a soft spot for the twins because she has twins herself, and when she was recruiting the Hollies, they're a package deal. Can't just recruit one, you got to take both. Said she sort of second-guessed it at first, but then was like, okay, come on, be a part of this program. And oh, what a good decision it was. Extra pass to Brooke in the corner. Little flat that time, and we got an over-the-back call.
Erica May's got to be a little bit more disciplined when it comes to rebounding. She's been really aggressive. She's going for the offensive rebound, but just got to be smarter because she's so valuable to this team. They need her in the fourth quarter.
Massaquoi comes in. The spark plug for the Bobcats. Let's see if she can do it again as Erica May will take a break. Massaquoi gives up a little bit of size to Elise Davis. And called for a quick foul there.
Texas State number 52, her first personal, 4th team foul.
Coastal Carolina, big wins this year in South Alabama, Arkansas State, App State. They beat Troy twice. Can you imagine that? The two-time champion in this tournament. Chanticleers handled him. Here's Adams. Short on the three. Deere to chase it down and hits it off Adams.
Yeah, I was actually talking to Neil Harrow of Troy, who's an assistant coach, just in between the half, and he said, you know, this Coastal team is legit. They're for real. They swept us this season, so not an easy out, as we talked about, for Texas State.
Levitt. DJ Williams comes up to play Tasha. Trying to create an opening. And now it's Deere. Taylor Deere in the lane. Ball did everything eventually. Circled the drain and fell down. $14 for Taylor Deere. Levitt and Pitts both have 11. Adams, she's got 14. How about 3 more? Not this time. Hamilton out to Davis. Blocked. Massaquoi right there with her. Takes an elbow to the mouth and gets called for a foul.
She cannot believe it either.
Massaquoi, I think, is holding her tooth.
Ooh.
Oh.
I'm surprised that they're not looking at that in the replay. For an unsportsmanlike conduct, anything above the head or the neck.
Basketball having that conversation right now with the crew.
Yeah.
Bobcats basketball leading by 3. Deer quickly down the court. Adams tees it up for 3. Not this time. About a second separates shot clock and game clock here. DJ Williams, well below her average, only 2 points for Coastal. Hamilton puts it in off the rebound. Levitt trying to launch, won't get a shot off. As that ends the third quarter of play. But they trail by 3 to begin this final session. Holly gambles on the steal. West gets by her, but travels. Had a lot of bizarre things happen in this game. Massaquoi took an elbow to the face. We've had Jas Adams have her moments. Elise Davis come off the bench and star for the Chanticleers. Tasha Levitt has hit a couple threes from near half court. How about Taylor Deer in the crossover?
Drew, I just think it's so important for Coastal Carolina to have another perimeter guard step up and score outside of Jas Adams. Elise Davis has gotten it done, 11 points on the inside, but some other guard is going to have to step up and knock down shots. Because you got a pesky Taylor Deer, the player of the year in the conference, who's kind of hounding Jas Adams. And skates. I would have been on the floor.
It's just so tough to stay with them and play man-to-man for a whole game. Hamilton, she's doing some good work here this afternoon. Tasha Levitt, 11 points. Double team comes up. She hands it off to Deer. Pitts, she's been dangerous there all day long. And how about 3 more?
So impressed with Texas State's ball movement. Just simple inside, kick it out, find the open player. Everyone's ready to score.
Jas Adams with the answer. It's a shootout here in New Orleans. Best game we've seen so far today. South Alabama, Troy was good. This is topped it. Pitts, stutter step, pulls up, free throw line off the mark. Trying to feed that low post. Branding steps back. Can't hit the 3, and Brooke Holly comes up to pull down a rebound.
Teams guard Jas Adams so tight, but they're kind of backing off a little bit of the other perimeter players, really protecting the paint, so it's tougher to get the bigs the ball. That's why it's so important other perimeter players get some buckets for them.
Pitts missed the shot. Another foul on the floor.
This has been a back-and-forth game, Drew. Beautiful pass by Erica May. Skip over to Tiara Pitts. Catch and shoot. The big can step out and score. And then Jas Adams. I mean, she's been just dynamite today, helping lead the fight for her team. What are you giggling at him?
You got a name like Jazz, you come to New Orleans, you got to play well. Not getting cheesier and cheesier by the day.
Were you sitting on that one for a while? Did it just come to you?
Waited for the right time to unleash it. And I guess no time was the right time. Jas Adams averaging 18 points per game. And quite a day. 17 right now for Coastal Carolina. Do they have enough, though, to hang with Texas State down the stretch? Tipped away by Pitts. Oh, what a steal. And now Deere with some options. Another crossover. They're coming up so far to play her. That lane is wide open, Steffi, once she gets by.
Well, she's so effective at splitting the trap, where she reads the on-ball and where the defense is, that she's able to, I mean, she can score in so many different ways. But her ball handling, she's so tight with the ball.
Plus, you have defenders coming out on Levitt, so the help defense is non-existent. And that's what Deere is taking advantage of. Good look over to May. Levitt fires for three. Off the front of the rim. Nearly went down. Bissone trapped. And let's see what the call is here. So we'll step aside. It has been up and down from the start. Texas State with a 3-point lead.
Dribbles. It's all about having weapons offensively. You put people in people's defense in a tough spot.
Jas Adams gets in the lane and scores for the shot to clears, and it's a 1-point game. She has single-handedly kept Coastal in this game here. Had a little bit of help, but she is clearly having a great game. So is Tiara Pitts. Levitt for three. Goes down, and 3 free throws coming up for the second team All Sunbelt performer.
See if Jas Adams just a little bit too physical in the closeout.
Now you hear about how Steph Curry has kind of changed the scope of basketball with youngsters and how so many smaller players are looking to take over games and shoot threes and dominate it from the outside. I watched Tasha Levitt play, and I think she is the prime example. Just lightning in a bottle.
It's really about Steph Curry. It's just the every average-looking player can dominate a game. Because it's one thing to look at LeBron James, Michael Jordan, and you're like, wow, you know, that's LeBron James, that's Michael Jordan. Look at Steph Curry, not necessarily bursting out of his shirt with muscles, and he's not the tallest player, but he's just so dominant in the way he plays that I think it inspired a new generation of players that they could dominate the game as well with ball handling and with shooting.
Jas Adams feeling it right now. Every time it looks like Texas State is ready to go on a run and pull away, Coastal Carolina says, hey, we're not done with you yet. So Jas Adams playing pretty well here today. Whitney Hayworth, you've had a chance to follow her throughout the year.
Yes, Drew, and I think if anyone's going to bring Coastal Carolina back in this lead and for them to win this game, it's going to be Jas Adams, who Coach Williams says is a phenomenal leader. And she told us the other day that Jas likens the conference tournament, playing in the conference tournament, to receiving per diem. You have to be cautious on how you spend your money, especially those last few dollars. And for Jas, this could be her last few games. So you have to be cautious on how you spend that last dollar, how you play in your last game, because you never know when it's going to end.
Nice move, but DJ Williams couldn't hit the shot. Everything amped up here in New Orleans. Coach Williams preaching that to her team. They have embraced it, but they got their hands full here. Going to the rim is May, and she takes a bump with 2 free throws coming up. But altogether, Steffi, Coastal, remember them last year, just didn't look like they were in sync. Looked like the moment was a little too big. What a difference a year makes. And this Coastal Carolina athletic program as a whole, they have fit into the Sunbelt just perfectly.
Yeah.
That was the 4th foul call on Nahiria Hamilton.
Oh, they just look so confident and like they should be here. You know, as last year, their first time being there, and there's an adjustment. But now I just feel like, and even Jas Adams and the Nahiria Hamilton, those type of players, it's a different look in their eyes. Competed so hard during regular season. Still plenty of time left with 4.5 here in the 4th.
Breland Brandon kicks it out. Will Adams try and strike again? He's got that look right now, like, give me the basketball. Foul on Taylor Deere. Overtimes the other night. And Steffi, I know if it goes to 3 overtimes, when you see great basketball like this. 2 shots for Jas.
I'm just going to keep an eye on how long Taylor Deere is out. If Coastal Carolina can really capitalize on the best player in the conference being out of the game.
Bailey Holly checks in for Texas State. So the 2 Holly sisters now in there. How about this time to get your first action? She gives it to Levitt. Tasha Levitt's going to put a little bit more on her plate here, Steffi. Shot from the baseline by May. It's off, and Branding cleans it up. Bailey Holly off the bench now, has to guard. First team All-Sunbelt performer in Jas Adams. Not an easy thing to do. Can't you stay with her? Great pass into Davis. She scores.
Doesn't even stop to talk to Coach Z. Taylor Deere runs right to the scorer's clock.
Wide open, Tiara Pitts, ring it up. An unbelievable 3-point display by Pitts. 5 for 8 for the post player here today. 17 points, not the one we expected to scorch the Nets. Screen roll, Hamilton, short. May with the board, and now Levitt will attack. Levitt pulls the trigger. Can't hit that time. That one would have really put the Bobcats in good position. How about Holly making the steal? Can't save it though.
Oh my God.
Come back and make another play. Oh my goodness. Look at bodies flying around for Texas State. This is why they're the 2 seed.
And Coach Z just signaling to her team, settle down, settle down. Use some shot clock.
Levitt off the mark. May comes out of there with it. You can sense Texas State wants the dagger. But in this case, they got to slow things up. Oh, tipped away. Careless mistake, and now West will finish for Coastal. 70-67, 90 seconds to play.
That's when you miss having Taylor Deere out on the court. I have a feeling Coach Z is going to call a timeout, bring your conference player of the year. And affect her on that possession, too.
Taylor Deere off the bench.
Wow.
Oh, ice in her veins. Tipped away. Levitt makes a good play. Tries to get ahead, and this could be an intentional foul.
And a great strip. Tasha Levitt getting it back, and Breland Blanding just doesn't make a play on the ball. It's a pretty easy call for the referees, and I saw Jas Adams telling her, you got to make a play, at least try to make it look like you're going for a steal.
So free throws coming up for Tasha. 14 points here today. Texas State needs this one. Second one good, and a 6-point lead. Bobcats will have the basketball. So right now, Steffi, if you're Texas State, what are you thinking?
We just want to use your shot clock, and you got 30 seconds. You can wait till maybe 10 to 11 seconds left. You're just going to see some full court pressure. Be strong with the ball. Understand Coastal Carolina is going to look to go for a steal.
Lots of contact going on there. On the inbound, it's going to be on Coastal. And it looks like they're going to have free throws coming up here for Texas State. I tell you what, this is about as emotional a quarterfinal I think that we've ever seen. We got players stitched up, taking elbows to the face, had players coming off the bench, doing dirty work, and Taylor Deere, the player of the year in the conference, looking to nearly put this one on ice. Still 52 seconds for Coastal to work with. Branding in traffic. West lost it, getting a little out of control for the Chanticleers. As Texas State just mopping the floor here in the second half.
And Drew, it's kind of what I was talking to you about, why it's so important for the other guards to be involved. Because late in the game, you're going to have Taylor Deere, one of the best defenders, guarding Jas, going to be hawking on her. Other players have got to feel good about themselves, be confident, so it's not so helter-skelter late in the game when it's hard to get the ball to your best player.
Under 30 seconds, Tasha Levitt and Texas State in the driver's seat, and Coastal Carolina realizing, hey, we've got to do something to stop this clock. So it's time for our Under Armour player.
Wicked crossover, scoring at the rim, getting players and teammates involved. Just pure toughness, and as we talked about, I can't emphasize it enough. The tougher team always wins the game.
It took a lot of toughness to get through this one. And I think whoever comes out of this game is certainly going to be better for it, with a day of rest tomorrow and then tough sledding. Hand off and a score by Brandon with 17 seconds. And it looks like Brooke Holly a little shaken up.
I'm going to get a list of at least 5 places you can choose from.
You're the best. Levitt will go to the line again for the Bobcats. Was not her best day here by any stretch, but just enough. You know how it is with shooters, Steffi. It's not always going to be all there, but the really good ones find a way to keep it together and make it at least a couple. That's what Levitt did here today. $18 points right at her average.
It's like a quiet 18. It's a really weird feeling. How about the game, though, for Tiara Pitts and Erica May, holding it down in the front court for the Bobcats.
Pitts has got it right now. I think she was just brilliant. Texas State will advance to the Sunbelt semifinals. It certainly was not easy. And they've got the scars, the battle scars, to prove it, as a bandaged up Taylor Deere